Okay, we are into the color portion of how to do makeup for mature beauties in the winter months. And I was just doing my eyebrows. I was applying actually a eyeshadow to my brows. I find again in the, especially in the early winter months, I really like my skin to just sort of have a glow, be the focus. I did have my brows tinted over the holiday, so I find that they're naturally already, darker, and I'm just filling in where they needed to. And I find a little trick is I brush, once I've applied color, I just get a little spoolie and brush the color through my eyebrows, and then that way it's nice and clean and smooth. Another little tip that I will tell you is I take my concealer brush and I just, whatever concealer's left, remember from when I applied it under my eye, I find I just go along and use that concealer brush to sort of sharpen the edge of my eyebrow shape. And then that way it just looks really clean, it looks really natural, but it's still defined. So what I'm gonna do is, I find in the winter, there's less color in the face, my skin, we're trying to fight to get a glow, I have more darkness under my eye, and I really just, need my face to look lit up and bright and pretty. So this is when I go either into bronzer or into double blush. Yes, you heard me, double blush. So I have to be very light-handed because I tend to be very heavy-handed with blush because I love blush. But what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just going to pick up a sheer powder brush. So this is, you can see a smaller handle, and I'm going to pick up a very natural blush. This is called Desert Pink, and you can see it almost mimics the color of my lips. It's not too bright, but I'm gonna apply a small amount. Remember, I had the highlighter on, if you watched earlier, and I'm gonna apply it to the apple of my cheeks. I'm gonna blend it down and back. So it's the letter C. See that? So it's just really subtle. It's just a wash, a flush of color. So smile, apple the cheeks, and blending it back towards the top of my ears, and then I'm bringing it down. So you can see it just really is soft, it's natural, and that's the phone, which I won't pick up. I won't delete that because I don't delete my, boofs in my video. Boofs, that's what I say to my son all the time. So now I'm gonna do a brighter pink. So you can see the soft pink is nice, it's pretty, you can stop there. I'm gonna take now a pop color. So you can see it's like, oh my gosh, so scary. This color is called Pretty Pink, and I'm just gonna apply a small amount right onto the apples of my cheeks. And this way I get sort of that instant brightness. It brings out the blue in my eye. I feel a little prettier, and I just feel a little more, look, I'm even like sitting up straighter. So that's something that you can definitely do in the winter. If again, you're, super dry, you really do not like powders on your skin, at least have cream blushes in 2 shades. I always have on me during the winter Pot Rouge. It's a cream blush, and this is in a pale pink. So I use this a lot during the winter to touch up. So that's a really fun color. It's, again, cream blushes do fade. So if you're looking for long wear, maybe try and find a natural blush color in a powder. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into my eyes. So I've got my eyebrows on, I've got a bare lid, and I'm gonna actually use something with a hint of a sheen to it. Not a chunky shimmer, but a sheen. This is called Golden Pink. Longwear Cream Shadow Stick. And what I'm doing is I'm applying it directly from the tube, and I'm just gonna blend it with my fingers. Again, in the winter, I don't wanna go directly into sort of grays or darker colors because I have darkness under my eye, because I'm tired, because I'm pale. I've worked to take away the gray under my eye. I don't wanna put it back into my eye makeup. So at least initially. So this way, you can, still add a bit of freshness to your eye. If you hate shimmers, at least find a lighter color, sort of almost like a flesh color, a nude color, a soft pink color that doesn't have a shimmer, but I definitely don't want to see any grays or browns on your eyelid initially. I want you to start off with something really fresh and pretty. Now, a little tip actually I was thinking about when I was doing my makeup was something that I learned a long time ago when we were doing makeup for shows and we'd sort of have sort of a few colors, but we needed to define the eyes, is that the color that you use in your eyebrows, you can actually use on your eyes. So yes, I'm talking, you know, I use a soft gray color, but what I'm going to do is, so the gray color of shadow I used on my brow, I'm actually going to now apply that right into my crease on top of the cream with my eye open, just to create a little soft definition with a neutral shade. So you can see that gray shade of eyeshadow that is blended on my eyelid is much softer than how it appears on my brows because of different brushes. So this is an eyeshadow brush, and with my eye open, I've taken a really small amount, and all I'm doing is blending it back and forth with my eye open on my eyelid. You see that? So again, I'm going to take a very small amount of gray shadow. I'm going to start off the arch of my brow, and I'm gonna just jam it right into that crease with my eye open. And I'm gonna blend it back and forth with my eye open. I don't know if you're like me, but you know, I find this eye on me is actually more squished up. So I don't know if it's the years of sleeping on my left side or just the natural way my face is, but I find that I have to bring a little bit more shadow up higher onto this brow or onto the brow bone just to help this eye look a little bit bigger. So again, I'm blending it with the eye open, and because I do have a cream shadow there, I really have to make sure it's soft pressure and that there's a little bit of product on the brush, and then I'm applying it, you know, a little bit at a time. So you can see that add a little bit of definition. And I want to make sure that you know that when you have eyeshadow on, if you can see, you know, that line that appears, see how it's just sort of, it's sitting there. What I want you to do is always have like a blank brush or a brush with no powder on it. What I always recommend is women pick up sort of a bigger, stiffer brush. This is called an eye sweep brush. And what I want you to do with the blank brush is just go over the edge of that crease color and blend it out. So that's what you're diffusing, is you're diffusing the color. You're not adding any more color. You're not taking away. You're just blending it. So I don't know if you can see here. It's more sitting, and this side just looks a little softer. So again, the brush has no color on it, and I'm gently blending that edge of the shadow on my brow bone so that we're getting a really soft, diffused color on the eye. We don't want to see, you know, a chunk of shadow sitting on the lid. I wish I could just go around the world and blend out everybody's eyeshadow, because I just see so many women with just a chunk of shadow sitting. Now, the other thing is eyeliner. And eyeliner in the winter, you know, yes, there's blacks, there's browns, but I find, again, I'm, you know, more tired. I have less color in my face. I have more darkness under my eye, blah, 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 blah. So a little tip that I do is I actually pick up my good old eyeliner brush, which is just a thin, I'm thinking fat, eyeliner brush, and I'm gonna go into a powder shadow. So I'm going into a navy shadow. It's fun if you have green eyes, you could try a dark green, you could try a dark purple. You know, if you've got brown eyes, I love navy on brown eyes. Feel free to sort of play with a colorful eyeshadow. And by dark, you know, by colorful eyeshadow, I don't mean like a baby blue, I mean at least a black-based colorful shadow. Just make sure that the color, you know, is black-based. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go along the edge of my eye, along the lash line, a really thin line. And you can see here that outer corner. I'm just gonna come back and make sure that it meets at that outer point of where my crease comes down to meet the corner of my eye. And that's how you know how long to make your liner. So again, I'm going along with the eyeliner brush, and you can see I've just created with wetting the eyeliner brush just with water. I have a spritz of water here, going into my dark navy shadow. It almost creates like a paste, and then that way I'm gonna define my eyes. So I just have a little mirror here, and so where there's my crease, I find sometimes it helps if I do a little flick, and then I'm gonna come back across. This is my harder side. So you have to move the mirror, you know, so that you're not blocking your own vision when you're applying your eyeliner. There. And I find it's actually the easiest way to line your eyes is with a dark, you know, a damp brush with the powder shadow. It's the most almost forgiving. It's very easy to do. So if you're somebody who, you know, doesn't love lining their eyes, you know, definitely give this a go. But one thing that you can't do with a powder shadow is you can't rim underneath your lash line. So if you're one of the lucky people watching where you don't have, you know, you've got really thick, dark lashes and you don't have that space underneath, you're very lucky. For the rest of us, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you may see, you know, there's a space between where you've drawn your liner and then there's skin and then your eye. So that skin you don't want to ever see, like ever. So what we're going to do is we are going to fill that skin in with a gel liner. And I actually have a blue gel liner. I don't know if they're still making this color, but I love it. It's called Cobalt. So if you have blue eyes and you can get your hands on a Cobalt liner, go for it. If not, then just grab a black or a dark gray or a dark brown and just rim that water line and make sure that there's no spaces showing between where your line is, between the lashes, and this gel liner. Do you see the difference? You see how it just makes it look crisper and solid? So again, this is Cobalt liner, and I'm just coming in right here under the lash line. And with the gel liner, it's so easy to rim your waterline. And I'm just going back in between my lashes and making sure that there's no space and that it's a nice solid line. So I didn't go above the lashes with the gel liner. That is all just a damp powder shadow with an eyeliner, you know, wet eyeliner brush. And then I took gel liner. I had a few women asking me you know, how to keep this ultrafine eyeliner brush clean. I actually always have baby wipes with me or makeup wipes with me. And just after every single use, I just take it and just gently press it to get any of the makeup off, and then it'll be ready to go for the next time. So that is the one brush you do need to clean almost after every time you do use it. So now with that and mascara, I'm ready to go. In the winter months, I find I don't love, I don't want to take up tons of your time with mascara. One thing I will tell you to do is to make sure that you're curling your lashes. Again, you know, definition, we're tired, we want to open up our eyes. Please make sure that you're curling your lashes before you do apply mascara. Bobbi Brown does make a great one. There's a ton of options when you go into a Sephora or on Sephora.com. Bobbi Brown makes an awesome lash curler. It's called Gentle Curl. What I want to talk to you about now is nude lips for winter and choosing the right kind of lip color that you can just put on anytime. I find pale lips in the winter are pale. We don't have as much color in our skin. I do have a favorite here called Pale Mauve, which is great. This is another great option, which is called Pink Nude, which is super pretty. So I think I'll do actually that Pink Nude shade. Another great sort of everyday color is called Tawny Pink. It's a little browner, which is prettier for, a little richer for, know, the winter months. There's also a really pretty one called Neutral Rose that is great in the Luxe Lip Color formula. But something like this, see, Semi-Naked, it's too pale. Like, it's gonna just take away color from my lips, which I don't wanna do for a daytime makeup, being sort of mature beauty. I don't wanna take away, you know, all my color. Another really pretty color is actually this one. You see I lost the chunk of it. This is Mauve Over. So let's try Mauve Over. This is a matte. I do have that lip balm on first though. And I'm just gonna apply that to my bottom lip and top lip. So you can see a little bit richer, a little bit more color. It's super pretty. And then I'm gonna perfect my lip shape with a lip liner. I find that I just use something that's super natural. I don't like to add tons more color. I want my lip liner to be within the same color family as my lip. I go over my lipstick, because this way when it comes off, they're all gonna come off at the same time. I'm not gonna be left with that ring. And just coming along the edge. And I just diffuse the lip liner. So that my lip shape looks similar on both sides. There, look how pretty. And then to finish it off, I'm gonna try, Bobbi Brown has these crushed liquid lips that are super pretty. So let's apply one of these. There's a whole little baggie of them that I have. So let's apply, this one looks super pretty. Let's apply, this is called In a Jam. Cute. So I'm gonna just apply a little bit in the center of my bottom lip. Just to, so that it's a hydrated finish. But you can see this definitely has more color. It's not pale. You know, if you're a red girl, go red. If you're not, then don't. But, you know, again, for winter months, try to find something that has a little bit more of a statement color. It sort of brings some life to your look. And it's not too heavy. So you can see this Mauve Over in this Luxe Matte. I topped it off with In the Jam. I used a little pale mauve lip liner. It still looks wearable and pretty. It's not overpowering, but it's definitely not a pale or a nude. So I hope you found this helpful, watching all the steps on how to do makeup in the winter for mature beauty. You picked up some tips that you can use at home with probably a lot of the products you already have. If you have any questions at all, any comments, please, please, please write those below. And I look forward to posting more videos, hearing from you, any ideas, any feedback, as we build a community of beauty for all of us amazing, mature women who still love to play with makeup and look our best. Huge hugs. Thanks for watching.